the moon, 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 to the moon. To the moon, 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 to the moon. Yeah, bought a Maserati off my crypto. Diamonds dancing on me, looking like disco. We connected, yup, Cisco. Then we flip it and collect it and we lift off. Up to the moon, 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 to the moon. To the moon. To the moon, 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 to the moon. I smile, they freeze. VVST, now we cannot talk cheap. Now we cannot talk cheap. They be asking me, Cookie, how'd you get an AP? Got it from my XRP, 88 BTC. Dip, then we buy, hodl till we die. My tendies multiplied, ooh, tendies multiplied. The bitch, she replied, she wants some doji style. I pump her from behind, then I dump her to the side. Yeah, 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 can't be wrecked. Nike shoes, we getting this check. We eating with the crew, off to Cancun, smoking AK-47, then we fly up to the moon.
People have heard me say this before, but I'll throw it out to the audience. What is Interledger's total addressable market size? All the money. Nobody wanted to feed it. Yeah, it's all the money, because what we're really talking about with this idea of the Internet of Value is creating a single global payment network that connects literally everyone and processes maybe not 100%, but 90+% of all the money. That's what we're talking about.
Surprise us a year from now is that banks will be custodying digital assets directly. And I think right now we think about that and think, look, there's no way that's going to happen. They're too conservative. And I think what you're seeing is, two things happening. One is banks are seeing that a lot of money is being made by digital asset exchanges globally, and banks are profit motivated. The second, and as we've talked about up here, certainly Ross has made very clear, is regulatory clarity and regulatory frameworks enable banks and financial institutions to lean into these markets. And I think we will surprise ourselves by this time, but I'll also predict that it will be banks in the ASEAN markets where there is this regulatory clarity and there is a lot of progressive forward thinking. They'll be the first to actually allow for crypto assets custody in their accounts. All right, with that, we'll turn it over to questions, and I see a bunch of questions on this screen, which I can't really read from here, but we're supposed to pick some. Can you see those? Oh, there's 2 votes.
Let me try.
Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? Oh, they're over here. That's easier. You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I should take what the IMF is going to do. I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
Which goes to the next question that was on the list, actually. Will central banks issue digital currency become a reality in the next few years?
Well, again, there's a lot of work being done this through by a number of central banks in different regions of the world. I think generally speaking, many of these central banks are coming to the conclusion that they don't see the benefits right now of doing it, but they're very seriously.
It's incredibly important that the whole industry recognize that we have to work with the regulators. We have to work with the system. I've been fond of saying the blockchain revolution is happening from within the system. It's not going to happen from outside the system. There's some in the Bitcoin community that have really advocated kind of, not just down with banks, but down with governments. And we have been a contrarian, relatively speaking, in that regard. And so I think when we think about an XRP flow and solving that institutional money flow, where we've announced pilots with Western Union and MoneyGram, all of those transactions are happening through a registered financial institution to a registered financial institution where there's a KYC, something called a KYC check, know your customer. Every financial transaction is through a regulated endpoint. And so when regulators hear that and they understand, they're like, oh, So you're not circumventing regulations. You're not trying to enable anonymous transactions. And I think that's incredibly important for the world to understand that, like, to the extent there's regulatory concerns about digital assets, not all assets are created the same, and we should understand what the differences are.
Right. So you said that you guys are looking to incorporate and do this out of Switzerland, and you're purposely you live in Canada, right?
Yes.
And so you're purposely not doing it in Canada, and you're purposely not doing it in the U.S.
A large part of that is regulatory reasons.
Okay.
So with Switzerland, they have a very long and established tradition of, first of all, very friendly banking laws. Also, a tradition of stability. So it's not like some tiny tax haven that's going to turn against us the moment that the U.S. government wants them to. And the second thing is that they also have a tradition of this direct democracy, very accessible government. So we have contact with open transactions, and through them, we've actually been talking directly with some government officials.
So is any of your team has to be physically in Switzerland,
right.
or are you going to have to be in Switzerland?
No, well, a large part of our team is currently in Switzerland. We are establishing a substantial base of operations there.
Okay, all right, but you'll still be based out of Canada.
Yeah, so part of us will be in Switzerland, part of us in Canada. We're already a globally distributed effort.
Sure. Mm-hmm.